The first time Chinedu returned to Aba, the air smelled exactly as he remembered fried car at the junction, dust rising from keggy wheels, and the faint sweetness of palm wine drifting from a roadside bar. He had been away for 10 years in Lagos, chasing a life that always seemed one bus stop ahead of him. Now his father was gone. The compound in Umokoro, a village, was full when he arrived. Women in black wrappers sat on low stools, their voices rising and falling like a morning song. Men gathered under the Dara tree, speaking in hushed tones about land, politics. And the price of cement. Chinedu has come, someone announced. His mother stepped forward slowly. She had grown smaller, like a wrapper washed too many times. She held his face in her hands and searched his eyes as if confirming he was real. Nah, you took too long. That night, after the condolence visitors left, he sat with his younger brother. Obena, in the Obi, a lantern burned between them. You will stay this time? Obena asked. Chinedu shrugged. There is nothing for me here. Obena laughed softly. You say that because you don't know. Things have changed. The next morning, the village woke before the sun. Roosters crowed, pestles pounded yam, and the church bell rang like a stubborn alarm. Chinedu followed his mother to the farm. The red earth clung to his city shoes. She worked in silence, her machete cutting through weeds with the rhythm of someone who had no choice but to continue. Your father wanted you to build here, she said finally. Not in Lagos where you pay rent for air. Chinedu wiped sweat from his face. Mama, life is different now. She stopped and looked at him. Is it different to eat, to marry, to bury your dad? He had no answer. The Abchuwasa market day came with color and noise. Traders shouted prices for gari and stockfish. A young boy ran past carrying a basin of bread on his head. Motorcycle engines roared like impatient spirits. Chinedu met Amaka there. She was bargaining fiercely over tomatoes. Her voice sharp and confident. You want to cheat me because I am a woman? She said to the seller, Tufiakwa. He laughed without meaning to. She turned and recognized him immediately. City boy, she said. You finally remembered us. They had once walked to primary school together, their feet white with dust. Sharing roasted corn on the way home. Now she ran 3 shops in the market here. We don't wait for anybody to employ us, she told him as they sat drinking palm wine. We employ ourselves. Days passed. He attended village meetings where men argued about electricity and youth migration. He watched a lot of the daughters of the land settle a family dispute with a firmness that surprised him. He followed the masquerades during a festival, their costumes swirling. Children screaming in delight and fear. Life here was not small. It was full loud, complicated, stubbornly alive. One evening, Obena took him to a piece of land behind the compound. Papa bought this before he died, he said. He wanted us to build a poultry. Chinedu imagined it, rows of cages. The smell of feed. Customers coming from nearby towns. It was not the glass offices of Victoria Island. But it was something solid, something that would not chase him away. The night before he was supposed to return to Lagos, the power went out as usual. The moon rose, huge and yellow, lighting the compound. His mother brought out a calabash of palm wine. Your father used to sit here, she said. He believed that no matter how far an Igbo man travels, his road will lead him home. Chinedu listened to the night sounds, the distant drums from a burial ceremony, the laughter of youths, the rustling of palm fronds. For the first time in years, his chest felt light. I will stay, he said quietly. His mother did not speak. She simply poured more palm wine into his cup, her hands no longer trembling. Months later, the poultry farm stood where the bush once grew. Obena handled the accounts. Amaka supplied feed at a discount, but insulted him every morning to keep him humble. His mother supervised everyone like a quiet general. Customers came from neighboring villages. Sometimes Chinedu still missed Lagos the rush. The lights, the illusion of endless opportunity. But in the evenings, when the workers had gone and the sun melted into the red earth, he would sit under the Dara tree and watch children chasing each other around the compound. He understood then what his father meant. From the Igbo, home was not just a place. It was a responsibility, a name. A story that refused to end. And now it was his turn to continue it.